today I'm going to be doing the vertical jump test for my assessment. The vertical jump test is a great test to assess leg and hip power. Really good for sports such as basketball, rugby league, rugby union, volleyball, netball, pretty much any sports where you have to jump, so AFL as well is a great sport to use. First thing I'm going to do is take you through the protocol of the vertical jump. So first thing you want to make sure is that you've got a safe surface. It's the most important thing, so there aren't obstacles in the way. So safe surface, make sure you record that so all information is reliable. Second thing you want to make sure you do is to calibrate the equipment. So got our yardstick here with our vanes. So basically you want to make sure that each vane is 1 centimetre apart. So in order to do that, I've just got my ruler over here on the wall. The reason why I've got it on the wall and not on the ground is because during the test this yardstick's going to be upright and obviously it'll have the effect of gravity. If it's on the ground it doesn't have that effect, so you want to make sure it's as reliable as possible. So basically what we do, press it flat, just measure, each one is 1 centimetre apart. Yep, good. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to talk about in calibration wise is going over the height of the first starting vane. So obviously if the athlete's taller, you're going to want to put the starting vane a bit higher. If they're a bit short, if you're working with little kids, you want it to be a bit lower. So today I'm going to be working with an AFL player, so he's relatively tall, so I'll put it quite high. So in order to do that, as you can see over here, each hole, we've got holes on this pole here. Each hole is 10 centimetres apart. So what I've done here is I've used 7 holes to spread it apart. So to me the starting position is 220 centimetres, and I know that, but I'll confirm that when I measure it with the tape measure. But as you can see here, each one is 10 centimetres. Just making sure that I can see that. Yep, cool. So I know I can use 7 holes. And just to confirm, got my tape measure here. And I can see that starting height is 220. And you can see that. Cool. So I know that his starting height is 220 centimetres, and that will help me record his absolute height and his relative jump height. So next thing I'm going to go over with you is really important for all coaches to be organised, and for me that's to have a clipboard. Just makes it really easy to write down results as opposed to just having pieces of paper floating around everywhere. The other thing that's critical in testing is to record all the data that you might need. So certain things for this test that you really need to record is the testing surface, so making sure that it's the same every time you do the test. The testing location, so right now we're in the biomechanics lab, so I'll note down that. And the other thing that's really important is the time of testing. So a study by Taylor and colleagues back in 2011 showed that the time of day actually has quite a large effect on results, and it actually proved that by comparing a morning and afternoon vertical jump, that the afternoon jump was actually higher, 4 to 6% higher than in the morning. So just make sure when you're taking down notes that you record all these little details so you can make sure it's consistent and reliable for the next test. Okay, so next thing we're going to do for our athlete is warm them up. So we want to make sure our athlete doesn't get injured, obviously, and that they're going to get their best result possible for this test, vertical jump test. So the study conducted by Taylor and colleagues in 2011, it decided that the best warm-up for this exercise was to start with some slow jogging, moving into dynamic stretching, and then we go into some walking lunges with a twist possibly, A-skips, high knees, and then some body weighted squats. Once these squats have been completed, go through some run-through acceleration, so starting about 85%, going to about 90%, 95%. So do about 5 of those, making sure the athlete's warm and ready to go. Once this is done, the athlete will then go into some unloaded squat jumps, so get them ready for the test. Probably about 2 to 3 sets of this, 5 to 6 reps, and then your athlete should be nice and ready to go. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is bring in our AFL player. So what we're going to do is get his first reach height. So are you right-handed? Yep, so obviously using your dominant hand, you're going to get more coordination by using that hand in the jump. So we're going to make sure we stick to his right hand. Yep, reaching up as high as you can, feet together. Tuck your chin into your chest. Elevate your shoulder and push away. Cool. So he's got starting height of 23, or standing reach of 23, okay? So making sure you take note of that, obviously. Cool, next thing we're gonna do is just push away a few, because obviously he's gonna hopefully reach higher than that. So we'll give him 3 jumps to start. If he starts missing after that, then he has 2 chances to go again, and then once he's missed 2, then that's his final height. So I'm just going to give you a quick demonstration. Really important to get that coordination with your arms and swing right up. A lot of athletes, if you're not watching them properly, will walk in and jump, getting more momentum, or they'll do a double movement and jump up again. So want to stand from that starting position, feet nice and wide and comfortable, get your arm swing and really drive your hips through. Okay, so we'll see how he goes. All right, so got 71. Cool. All right, a bit more there, so he's up to 77. Give you another try. You did touch that, but we'll get you to move it, yep. Oh, I'll give you one more try, because you did touch that last one. Use your hips, come on. Oh, okay, good. So 78, so make a number of that. Cool. So going over the tests from our vertical jump, Rory, his standing reach was 23 centimetres and he jumped 78 centimetres, so the conclusion was that his relative jump height was 55 centimetres. To get his absolute height, we recorded that 220 was the starting position of the first vein, and with his jump of 78 centimetres, his absolute height came to 298 centimetres. So comparing Rory's jump to the top AFL jump in history was 89 centimetres by Jordan Gallucci, and that was in the 2016 AFL draft. From the 2013 AFL draft, the normative jump for AFL players according to the AIS guidelines, their relative jump was approximately 60 centimetres and the absolute was 305 centimetres. So Rory's slightly below average there, so we need to work on his strength to build that jump. So following on from our test, we're just going to go into a bit of discussion. How often should you use this test as a coach? You can make it a weekly thing, or personally I would do it every 4 to 6 weeks after a strength training cycle. This will just compare if their strength work is actually working and if their strength is being developed. So research does suggest that an increase in strength will increase the vertical jump. So just something to consider as a test, and vertical jump is a great test to use to compare strength and test strength, and just changes things up as opposed to a squat. If testing in large groups, pros are that it's quick, it takes 30 seconds or so. However, it does require a few pieces of equipment, so just consider that, and if there's a lot of people, you might need to have some help recording numbers while you takedown results or quad results. So just consider that. So other equipment you can use instead of a vertical jump test is a force plate. However, it is quite hard to move around, so you've got to take that into consideration. And it is very, very expensive. However, it's the gold standard of testing, so it's probably the best piece of equipment that you can use. Another thing you can use is a jump mat. This is just a mat that's linked up to a tablet and a lighting system, and it'll tell the athlete when to jump, and it will basically record their flight time, getting their vertical jump. When doing the test, you want to make sure, as I mentioned before, that it's done at the same time of the day. So it does play a part in the athlete's result, as we heard before from the study conducted by Taylor and colleagues. You do get a 4 to 6% higher jump in the afternoon than in the morning. So just take that into consideration. Other considerations is if the athlete is injured. Obviously, if they've got a lower body injury, you probably don't want to perform the test. If they've got an upper body injury, such as the shoulder, the coordination and the use of their arm will be limited. So just take note of that as well. The vertical jump is a really good test to use in that it gives the athlete instant feedback, as opposed to a force plate, which might have a slight delay in results. This will give the athlete instant feedback, and if you're coaching a team and if you're all doing it together, you can kind of get athletes motivated that way and make it as a team sort of thing. Following on from the motivation, obviously it will play quite a big part in the athlete's results. If the athlete's unmotivated, they're not really feeling it that day, they're not wanting to do it, then it will affect their result. They're not going to jump as high. Whereas an athlete is feeling really good, positive, motivated, they're going to get a better result. So make sure you take note of that as well. As I said before as well, coordination plays quite a significant role in this test. The use of the arm swing combined with slapping of the vein will make a difference in the athlete's score. So if an athlete is slightly uncoordinated, they won't get as high a score. However, being an athlete, they do learn things quite quickly, so you might find that their strength may not have developed as much, but their coordination will have progressed and thus getting a higher score. So yeah, thank you very much.